All right, really take three now that everything's recording. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jim, and I'm about to do something really dumb. See, I just signed up for the Kodiak 100's 50K ultramarathon, and I've never run an ultramarathon in my life. All right, so this channel is really going to be about taking you all through my journey in these races I'm doing. Uh, why I consider this a stupid thing is that, again, I've never run an ultra marathon. I've only actually run one marathon in my entire life, and that was 3.5 years ago. That's its own thing. And I've only done one trail race, and that was about a month ago. But I loved it. Fell in love with trail running. I always suspected I would. I'm not your average YouTube runner. I didn't run track or anything when I was in school. I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form. It's something that I came into in my mid 30s, just trying to get healthier, trying to get better. I'm a bigger guy. I'm over 200 pounds. In my early 40s, but running is just something I fell in love with, and I haven't found too many other YouTubers out here in a similar situation. There are a few, but I think there's not enough of us. All right, so this is week one of the training plan. This training plan is one of my own design, based on a couple of others I found online. The key thing for me was to keep my weekly run load fairly low. I know my body and I know my habits. I'm not going to be able to do a 5-day week run plan. So no, I'm going for four runs a week. Both of that's divided in half, so 2 runs and 2 runs. Both of those are in back-to-back days. So we'll get into it. So Monday was a rest day, as all Mondays will be for this plan. Rest days for me generally include sitting in some compression boots, just kind of recovering from the run that I had the day before, or a couple days before in this plan. In this sense, it was actually very, very good, because my son and I tried out this new trail for us the day before, and it was one I kind of hoped to be one of my longer distance training runs for as the plan goes along. But the grade is like extremely steep for the first 1.5 miles, and then it opens up and it gets gorgeous, which is just a big shame. As we were coming back down, I tripped and fell like 4 times. I rolled both my ankles twice. The right one's probably the worst one, just because that's the one I injured last year that took me out of running for like 4 months. So I was like flipping out when I rolled that one really bad. Like I could see the car, and I just kind of stumbled on a loose rock and rolled it really bad, and I was like, ah, yeah, we're gonna have to cancel this plan already. All right, great, it's fantastic. But luckily, it wasn't as bad as I immediately thought, and things started healing pretty quickly. So yeah, Monday was spent dealing with that, letting my body kind of recover. Tuesday, I was supposed to do a 4-mile run around my house, but with my ankle still feeling really tight, I decided not to. Just let my body rest, recover. It's one of the most important things, especially this is a 16-week training plan, and so I didn't want to ruin it first week. Wednesday, I went out for a run at this path that is by where my wife and I used to live. It's a really cool path, has a lot of different routes around it. All right, just the 1-mile mark of the first day of training for the Kodiak 100's 50K ultramarathon. Feels good to be out on this path. I haven't been out here in close to a year, something around there. It's been a while. Yeah. It's really gorgeous. Nice morning. Not too hot. Still got a few months or a few weeks before it gets stupid out here. So one of the things I really love about this path, especially now, is this trail section they have, which wasn't there when my wife and I lived there, unfortunately. But it's this really great downhill section that goes for about 3/4 of a mile. So this whole loop you can do like almost a perfect 5K on. It's just really nice and easy. There it is sloped, so there is a grade to it. But that's actually nice. That'll come in handy in a couple of weeks when I start doing some hill training. Thursday for this plan is originally designed to be more of my cross training days. This changed this week because I was just feeling kind of tired and my schedule didn't really work out to do the training I wanted to do. So instead I did it on Friday. And for cross training in this plan is going to alternate almost every week. And so for this week it was more body weight training. So that's doing some squats and it's doing a lot of lower body focused exercises to really build up strength in my lower body, because I know that's part of my problem. I know with especially rolling my ankles, a big part of my issue with that is ankle strength, and so I incorporated a lot of like heel lifts and things like that, walking on your toes for a while, to try to strengthen my ankles. I got into kind of barefoot footwear years ago. I think it's almost all kind of newer runners get into at some point. And I've found that the few times that I've rolled my ankles in the last few years is usually when I'm not wearing those shoes. When I've been wearing older shoes that have a higher stack height. For some reason, I don't know. I think it's just my feet losing that sensation, that response. And so I just end up getting injured. And so I've gone back to wearing more of my barefoot shoes while I'm walking. Running is still, that's a whole different thing. We'll get into it some other point. All right, so Saturday was a 6-mile trail run. And for this, I did it up at the Crafton Hills College Trail. All right, first real long run of the 50K plan up here at Crafton Hills Trail. Trying a slightly new leg on it. It looks like they've been either widening the trail or just breaking up the hard pack. But oh my god, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it feels like it's already 90 degrees. And I don't know where my sunscreen went. So probably gonna get burned again. But it is beautiful out here. That's the important part, alright? Alright. 6 miles today. Shouldn't be too bad. Just kind of eagerly waiting for it to be over the busy day. Alright. So this is a really great trail. Although I think it's kind of the end of me doing this, at least in the summer while it's super hot. There's no shade almost throughout the entire trail. And there are other trails around here that give kind of the same length, same grade, a lot of the same things. And one of the key things they don't have is a ton of rattlesnakes. You couldn't hear in the clip, but pretty much the entire run up, there was rattlesnakes starting, waking up as I was running past. And the last time my son and I had gone up that trail, we actually had to turn around because of some rattlesnakes. And so, all right, just a quick status update. I just turned around at 3 miles, about to head back. This is one of the only shady spots on the entire route. You can kind of see back there. It is way hotter. Sun is way more intense than I was expecting, hence all that. This last mile I've pretty much just been walking, power hiking where I can, but mostly just walking. Taking breaks in the shade where I can, because my heart rate is just spiking all over the place. All right, gonna calm down just a little bit more and start heading back. Yeah, I think it'll be the last time I go up that way. Sunday, my son joined me, and we went up to the East Highlands Trail. It's called the Shelton Trail. And this is a really nice trail because even though it is slightly graded up in the direction that we typically go, it runs along the foothills of the hill system here, and so it's kind of flat-ish. There's a lot of variation, so it makes it a fun course to do, which is something I really like. Last day running for the week up at the really nice trail above East Highland. Son and I are just about done coming down the backside of the hills. Feel way better today than I expected. Time to finish it up. So for this run, it was 4 miles. We ended up doing a run up to the second water tower, which has a really steep grade going up to that. And by the time we were done with that, my son wasn't feeling too well. So we ended up having to cut the run a little bit early. And then I planned to make up the miles. So there was like a half mile I missed from Saturday and a half mile I missed from Sunday. And I had intended to make that up later in the day, but I figured, you know what? I'm kind of tired as it is. Just let the body heal. Ankle was better, but still not great. And so that really wrapped up the week. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this plan. There are some really great runs coming up, some really good trails. I'm really excited to show those to everyone. I'm not a professional anyway, so don't take my training plans for advice for what you should do. I know my body. I know the way that it heals, it recovers, what I am capable of doing. So obviously make sure to talk to your physician if you're just starting out in any kind of strenuous exercise program. Please be safe. All right, so that's it. See you next week.